Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Devvon, and welcome to another Help Me Devvon tutorial. And today, in this Help Me Devvon tutorial, I'll be showing you one plugin, one button, one click to help you get rid of that harshness that you're hearing, whether that's your mix, your vocals, or whatever the sound source is. Let's get right to it. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm gonna play you one of my own songs, and let's just listen to our problem. Let's listen to the actual song that we're trying to fix this quote-unquote harshness. Check this out. Okay, so you hear the vocal or basically the entire sound, and you can hear that that vocal and that range has a little bit of resonance that's kind of hurting my ear just a bit, and I want to smooth that out. I want to fix that. Now, how can I get a less harsh sound out of this mix? I'm going to show you exactly how I do it with one button, one plugin, one trick. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come on over here to a plugin from Ozone called the Exciter. And this is Ozone 10 Exciter. There's Ozone 9 Exciter. There's a bunch of 8. All of these have this particular Exciter plugin. So what I'm gonna do first is I need to identify where that resonance and where that harshness is coming from. I need to identify that frequency range that's kind of bothering me and making my ear fatigue really quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find that range. So check this out. And usually it resides in that like upper mid section. Okay, so now I've identified this range that I'm like, there's a little bit of a resonance that's bothering me. It's kind of hurting my ear a little bit. And you can hear it a lot in the vocal section if you're trying to really identify, okay, well, where is it? Now, one button, one trick, one plugin. Basically, what I'm going to do is, instead of using EQs or, for instance, one of our favorite things, the Soothe plugin or anything like that, here's another technique that you can use. I'm going to come right on over here to this range. And within the Exciter plugin, they have emulations models. And basically, they have emulations from analog, retro, tape, tube, warm, tri-up. Basically, what we're going to focus on is analog. And I'm going to set this section right here to have a more analog sound. Now, what is that going to do? Well, analog is said or known to be more warm sounding. It has a tendency of smoothing out peaks and rounding things and making it sound a little bit more musical or warm, for instance. So basically, I'm going to put and engage the analog button on this particular frequency range, and then basically you're going to notice everything gets a lot more smoother. That harshness kind of gets rounded off, and that resonance information kind of just changes a bit. Check this out. So I'm going to have it without first and bypass it back and forth. Pay attention to the vocal. You notice that that resonance got a lot calmer, and you can really hear it in those moments where the vocal is kind of belting and shining through, which is when those frequencies kind of pop out even more in that particular sound. Now let's hear this within the music to see if we accomplished anything at all. So let's unsolo this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bypass this back and forth with that simple trick. Let's see if it made a difference without first. notice it's subtle, but it's a feeling that I get where I feel like that harshness that was residing there in that first place now feels a lot more calm, and it feels smoother, and it's a lot easier for me to actually listen to. I even feel like the balance of the mix as far as that range is concerned feels a lot more conducive to what it kind of should sound like. It feels warmer, it doesn't feel as tinny on my ear, and it just kind of smoothed that out. Now you could do this on your vocals by itself. You can do this on synth instruments by itself. Find that range where that resonance is kind of bothering you, and then you can basically just flick on the analog switch and it'll kind of smooth that out and give you an emulation of an analog sound. I'll even show you one extra trick on top of this. What you can also do is you can raise the amount of the processing that you have right here in that particular range. So check this out. Let's solo it. Now watch me bypass it back and forth. Now, when I engage that back and forth, you notice that it feels like that range gets warmer, but there also gets more body and meat to that particular range, which is so cool because now that particular range doesn't feel as tinny, but instead it just feels warmer and it feels more beefy in that place. Let's hear it with the music and bypass it back and forth and see what we have now. So, solo, without first. Now it feels like it's actually missing something when we take it off, which is so cool because not only did we get rid of harshness, but we improved upon the sound and made it feel a little bit more fuller and louder in that regard. It doesn't feel as tinny and it doesn't feel as closed off. So that was my tutorial on how to get rid of vocal harshness or mix harshness or whatever harshness that you're dealing with one plugin, one trick. Please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to this channel. And also make sure you follow us at Help Me Devvon on Instagram to get some of our vocal templates, presets, etc. and to continue supporting this channel. Also make sure you follow our Discord community, which I'll leave a link in the description below with a bunch of engineers like yourself trading secrets and games. Also make sure you listen to the My Audio Nerds podcast every Wednesday on Spotify and Apple. I hope that was enjoyable. Until next time, you guys.